A Worldwide Dating Introduction. This book is about how to approach someone and connect with them in a warm, friendly, loving way without being creepy or crass. Dating, mating, and romance essays. Lists of dating websites for every niche, country, US state, and Canadian province. Dating safety. How to meet people. Talk without being nervous or awkward. Go out on a date. Look good. Deal with people. How to get over feeling lonely. It's the universal human condition, being alone in your head. The mystique around love at first sight. Who is Mr. or Ms. Right? The first date. How to be cool without overdoing it. How to avoid alcohol during a social event. How to bow out when you know there's no love match. Online social media. Volunteering as a way to meet people. It also contains several older public domain books on dating and etiquette, namely how to behave like a nice person in civilized society. Online dating is huge, but nothing has changed in the mating game except for the perception that young people are hooking up en masse because of Tinder, Match, Alt, Flirt, Fling, etc. The only truly promiscuous people are gays like at Grindr, but many are scared because of crime and STDs. Everybody is still as fumbling and self-conscious as ever. Young people sext and catfish anonymously to learn about dating and sex for fun, wisdom, and ego, but real-life face-to-face dating and sex are still scary and insecure. Ovid's love book The Art of Love from 2400 years ago, which is included at the end of this book, gives tips for meeting women which are exactly the same as today. We're not supposed to be animals who act on instinct. I've read love books from the later 1800s to the early 1900s about carezza, which means caress in Italian, a word some people started using to describe sex and love as a spiritual aesthetic union between a man and a woman. They wrote a few books, then it all went away. World War I probably had something to do with it. Anybody who has studied the Roaring Twenties knows they were as decadent and hedonistic as anyone today. In the 20th century, when economic conditions allowed some people to relax and pursue life for other reasons than to earn a living all the time, small groups of people got together looking for something more in life, a close community of kindred spirit soulmates, the hippie types of their communities and their times. Wilhelm Reich tried it in Maine. Some U.S. federal law enforcement agencies burned his books and raided his institute in Maine supposedly because of his argon generator, some machine he claimed made people vital. He was practicing medicine without a license and creating a fraudulent medical gadget according to the FDA. You can't have that in a capitalist world protecting its industries like the medical industry based on drugs. We have brains which cause us to overthink. The fear of rejection is monumental among men. It's easier to get rejected online, but now we have a large crop of men who are forsaking women altogether, called MGTOWs, men going their own way, incels, involuntary celibates, red-pilled guys, guys happy being single, and black-pilled guys, guys who choose to be single because they feel they can't get a woman or please one for very long. I cover this in my man book. To me, they seem like angry young men without the guts to try to get into a real relationship with a female. They can't take rejection. Just because you get rejected doesn't mean you're not enough. Every guy gets rejected, even the richest, hunkiest stud on the planet. It's part of the human mating game. I never let my rejections make me think less highly of myself. I was always thought I was a great guy. I still do. You can't let the opinions of others influence your life at all. You have to think you're a rock with an immovable true nature/soul, then everything else is gravy, even love. Online dating has made it easier to meet someone, but the problem is that you cannot predict first-time meeting chemistry. I know a guy who met a girl online who lived about 1,500 miles away. It was hot in cyberspace, but the first second they met at the airport, it was a bust. The Second Life adult gaming avatar stuff has some fans, but it's still fake. It's not real-life dating or sex with a real person. Almost everybody seems to want in the flesh monogamous love. Everything in life is individual. As you get older, you realize all these sweeping ideas out there mean nothing next to your day-to-day life. So if you want to fall in love with someone, you can't have the attitude that all guys are bums or all chicks are bitches. You have to put yourself out there where you live, at the very least, out and about around people rather than hiding away in front of a screen somewhere. Monogamy is not natural, but loneliness is. Many people fear being alone so much that they pursue a love relationship even if it's bad, or they're constantly horny and want new lovers. Somebody from Psychobabble Land came up with the idea called the Coolidge effect, which is that the bull in the field will keep having sex with new attractive cows as long as they keep coming. This is true man underneath the layers of civilization. As I wrote this book, I listened a bunch of MTV shows like Double Shot at Love, The Real World, X on the Beach and others, which are all the same, a bunch of egotistical young people, insecure and scared of life, acting large and in charge, all wanting to learn about sex and love, all with brainwashed, preconceived notions which have nothing on life experience, which they don't teach young people as they grow up, which is that monogamy is an indoctrinated ideal. It's not natural to what's in the heart of man. Society has a vested interest in taming men down to be family men, so every man faces the conflict of following societal convention versus himself. Romantic love or lust are powerful hormonal forces within a person, but they always fade because the hormones always go down. They never taught us that in school, in church, or on TV. People will fall in love then out of love. Most young people want to learn about having sex and relationships with others. Many don't want to live alone as individuals. Almost all young people believe that falling in love and being in a monogamous relationship will dramatically raise their state of happiness forever, but it won't, as I discuss in my love book, Not Here. Many people are afraid of being alone. Virtually all females want to be loved. Many guys feel a need to be partnered up. I don't know if it's cultural pressure, loneliness, the fear of being alone, the need for intimacy, the want for a soft voice, etc. With online dating, a girl can reject 300 guys on Tinder immediately, then text the cute guy who is probably the typical young, handsome, muscular guy. They got big egos, try to play women for sex, money, a free place to stay, and they're probably not solid working guys with a skill bringing home a decent paycheck. Women slowly learn this. As they age, their looks go and they are replaced by fresher younger females in the dating world. The older girl goes from looking for a cute guy to looking for a nice guy with a steady job, even if he's not an alpha male bad boy. People don't learn from the previous generations. They learn from their own mistakes right now as they live. Despite the technology in dating, it all comes down to face-to-face chemistry, good manners, being nice, respectable, clean, and having money or a means of support, men and women alike. Most guys aren't rich. They're looking for a girl who can hold down a job and pay her own way. It's not like 50 years ago when you got married, you were expected to sit home and have kids. I was raised a traditional Catholic. I know what the virtuous woman is according to Proverbs 31:10-31. She's honest, hard-working, kind, humble, modest, loves her family, loves God. I don't want some skank chick thinking she's all that with colored hair acting like some diva from a music video. Nothing has changed. After the facade, you want a solid, humble, wholesome friend who lives in the real world, not in some fantasy pop culture world. Something that gets me about dating is the traditional chase of the man chasing the woman. I think it's wrong for a woman to play coy, hard to get, or lead a guy on then reject him when he asks for a date. A lot of young women toy with their budding sexuality to abuse men in this way. Nobody ever talks about it except for the derogatory term cock teaser. We hear about stalking, which should be expected because many love movies are about the guy initially getting rebuffed, then he continues to go after the girl and eventually gets her. Nowadays, girls call the cops about guys pursuing them, while guys think they're doing what they're supposed to do based on the way they're brought up watching the mating rituals on TV in the fictional shows. If you, as a woman, are romantically interested in a guy, don't play him. Help him along. You can suggest that you should get together or do something together. All you have to do is tell a guy I should give you my phone number in case you might need it. Make it easy for a guy to approach you and ask for a date. That's probably the greatest, most underrated tip to women about dating ever. Ovid's Art of Love talked about how to look good, be nice, and meet chicks in the marketplace. Men have always wanted to have sex with women and even live with them. This book is not a philosophical discourse about men being either naturally monogamous or sexual hedonists. It's about people who want to connect with other people either because they feel lonely and want a mate or they want money, sex, excitement, etc. from a partner. Plenty of people claim to be players. There are people selling artificial techniques on how to meet the opposite sex which all come down to one thing: make a move, be more confident. People pay lots of money for this crap out there supposedly teaching you how to meet people. There is plenty of stuff on YouTube. They call them PUAs, pickup artists. I've seen some ridiculous stuff in the name of pickup artistry like neurolinguistic programming / NLP. If you try to fake it, it never works in the long run. None of it works because a woman has got a guy pegged within 5 seconds of seeing him for the first time. Even though women say they want funny, nice guys with personality, they really want tall, handsome, muscular, cute guys with money. Don't underestimate money as prime motivator for women in dating after their naivete of looking for cute guys wears off at about the age of 25. The first rule of enlightenment is screw the world, I'm gonna be myself. If someone doesn't like me for that, I don't care. I have the wisdom of age which gave me experiences which I analyzed. I now understand money has a lot more to do with dating success than anyone wants to acknowledge. If you got money, you can attract lots of beautiful, young women. It doesn't mean it's love, but do not underestimate the materialistic power of our capitalist, celebrity culture. Money can buy you all the fair weather friends you want. Old men can find young women. There are plenty of sugar daddy websites. We're taught that women are romantic fools. That might be true for naive teens, but as soon as a young woman sees that life is about paying bills, she gets practical real fast. She wants a guy with means of support over that sensitive starving artist archetype, but you'll never see that in a love movie. They're all about the woman supposedly going with her heart. In the real world, a woman wants comfort. She'll take the ugly, boring guy with money over the narcissistic guy who thinks he's a great artist. Most so-called sensitive artistic types are really self-deluded, egomaniac narcissist psychopaths. The art of flirting and seduction is always fumbling because you're putting yourself out there and it's easy to get rejected. There are young, insecure women purposely going on Tinder to reject guys to make themselves feel better. A lot women reject guys then end up alone because they're bitches at heart. Young guys are gullible, but you can't hide who you really are for long, so the good girls end up with decent guys and the snobby ones get their justice in the end. Cold, pretty bitches usually end up alone unless they learn to get humble and know their place as an aging has-been in the female beauty world. True love is about two people or animals being sincerely nice to each other. I don't understand all this crap going around like the no more Mr. Nice Guy thing. If someone doesn't treat you nicely, leave. It's that simple. Don't make a big deal about women being bitches and proclaim men's rights. Everything is individual. They're trying to pretend there's a men's activist movement about not cowering down to women. An enlightened person doesn't cower to anyone, but you have to meet them halfway. If you abandon the traditional Christian values of love, you will not get love. Relationships are not tit for tat, what have you done for me lately? It's about the spirit of love. If you don't feel mutual love, why bother going through a caricature of a relationship, which I did as a young man, but I learned. Everything is simple. It's about spirit. If you don't feel it, don't waste your time. Be a decent person. If someone doesn't like you for that, be cool enough to walk away. Don't be desperate for a relationship. I'm at the age where I have had enough experience to know that love is a mental illness. The raging hormones always go down with any person you might be smitten by, but this book is not about that. It's about meeting someone and starting a relationship. I watch the TV dating shows and see the young people desperately looking for love. They don't know what I know, but everybody has to live their own lives. We're massively brainwashed to think that a relationship will magically elevate our lives. Maybe it does for a few people for a few months, but I have always lived alone in my head. I'm accountable to earn self-respect no matter what is going on outside of me. When you get to sex, it's a primal thing that has another layer of self-consciousness to it. You're supposed to do it with love, in a romantic way. That's what the tantrics, the Taoists, the Karatsa movement and all the other New Age love gurus say. Relationships and love have a friendship component which has nothing to do with sex, but we're expected to make seductive moves, so a lot of people go the way of imitating what they think is cool rather than letting the love and passion unfold naturally. I've seen at least 4 big disconnects in the mating game that have gone on all throughout human history. The first is that many people are looking for some magical person that they think is going to do something for them rather than looking at themselves to see whether they are a worthy contender to attract this high-quality person they're looking for. The second is the delusions people build up in their minds for scraps of love. I heard a story on the radio about a middle-aged woman who fell in love with a photograph of a guy online who turned out to be a scammer from Nigeria. She sent him all her money, then took a plane to Europe to supposedly meet him. She has been missing for 5 years. She's dead, a victim of her own delusions and a scam. The third delusion is that women want pure love. In a fantasy world, women want dreamy love with a tall, dark, rich, handsome youthful man who will love them exclusively forever. I was looking at activist art, which is basically cynical drawings people make about how screwed up the world is. One drawing was a woman kissing a man. The comic strip dialogue above her head showed that she was thinking about this guy as economic security while he was thinking of love. Women marry for practical reasons way more than they marry for love. The supply of dreamboat guys is limited. The supply of ugly, nerdy, overweight guys with decent jobs is plentiful. The fourth delusion is this Albert Camus thing about existentialism. We're all loners no matter what. Even the closest among us are universes apart. You have to figure out how to earn self-respect and feel good about your life day by day alone as an individual. A lover won't do it for you. I was young and naive once. I thought if I met the right girl I would be happy forever. This is the way I was taught to see life, but it's a lie. There are many lies they tell us to try to get us married and have children, but the truth is that you'll always be alone, and you should make peace with that first before you attempt love and romance, because if you don't, you'll always be messed up regardless of who you're paired with. Then there are hormones. No matter how passionate and infatuated you get with anybody in that manic phase of love, it always goes down. In 6 months, you'll be looking at other attractive women with lust in your eyes. It's nature. I'm the same man I was at 16 years old. Any attractive young woman gives me a sexual tingle when I look at her. Society sells us monogamy. I know you don't want to be lonely, but at least go in with a clear head without delusions. Be real without acting like a player who thinks he or she's got that awful word called game, which is a synonym for being phony and doesn't work unless you want someone for flash, which is usually money for men, and external beauty for women, which fades with age, which is why the young, vain beauties get desperate as they pass 30 and the new generation of fresh, young things topples them off the beauty pedestals everywhere. A worthy mate / kindred spirit / soulmate is looking for your essence as a person. Present yourself as who you are in your true nature, the way God created you, and if people reject you for that, that's good, because you want someone you can be real with who loves you as you really are. Everyone fakes it in the love game to some extent. When you're putting your best foot forward, it's not who you are all the time. Real life is fatigue, despair, body odor, etc. It's a fine balance trying to be real without coming off like a selfish glutton, which we all are deep down. I like to sit around and eat junk food while watching TV sometimes. That's who we all are on some basic level. Don't try to pretend you're a noble, lofty person, because when it gets to sex, You're an animal. You want to get off the pedestal to be real and natural. Aging makes the dating game a lot more real. I still watch those dating/bachelor shows. I see these naive guys thinking one woman is going to magically transform their lives. Everybody is entitled to this feeling, dream, or delusion. Take your pick on what it is. Everybody is ultimately a loner regardless of how much love you get from other people or animals. Love cannot solve the problem of an empty soul. You have to make peace with yourself first, then maybe love will enhance your life somewhat, but to seek love to fulfill inner emptiness always fails, because that empty feeling will still be there unless you realize God made you who you are and honor Him by doing something worthwhile with it. I will leave a discussion of this issue for my other love and sex books. Suffice it to say that romantic love is a mental illness brought on by hormones which always go down as the hormones subside, but you have to learn these things for yourself by experiencing them in the real world. Everybody has natural intuitive judgment every time they encounter another human being. You can't fake it. I watched one case on a TV series called First Dates where the guy was basically a 48-year-old tall nerdy-looking guy with glasses. The woman was kind of overweight, not a lot to look at, but she wanted some cool-looking guy with money, and this guy wasn't it. It was doomed from the first second. They both knew it. It's the movie delusions. The movies give us images of cool guys that don't exist much in the real world. Many women are so delusional that they're looking for this fantasy they got from some TV show or movie, the cool, suave debonair guy that does not exist in the world I live in, which is made up of work, money, and bills. The older people get, especially women, the more likely they are to abandon their pop culture dreams of fascinating fictional handsome monogamous millionaires in exchange for a nice person who treats them well and seems peaceful, happy, and easygoing. It's a change from fantasy delusions to real life that usually happens in the dating world with age. Young people have fantasy delusions about finding some fantastic person, but in real life, the way someone lives every day is the real test. Delusions of money and beauty fade in the face of how a person deals with life all the time, day by day. A beautiful girl or a guy with money don't mean much if they're horrible people who don't know how to live peacefully, earn self-respect, and have a sense of inspiration and love about themselves. One of the easiest ways to tell if someone is loving is if they have a pet that they treat well. If someone doesn't have a pet, it could just mean they're busy with life right now, but if they do, that's an immediate plus. There has got to be some kind of natural love in that person to want to have this animal for affection.